Are you tired of aiming when playing games? Do you like force buying every round? Do you want to be able to play with a controller?
I played the gamepad?
That was not a controller?
Then fear not, the XM1014 is for you. The XM1014, or AutoShotgun, has been under the spotlight recently due to how strong it has appeared. Is it really that strong, or are people just being dramatic? Well, today, I'm going to show you how to abuse the AutoShotgun and how to maximize its usage in game, so you can answer that question for yourself. But be warned, this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I wouldn't actually recommend only buying an XM every round. That's a deep dark path that only a psychopath would take.
I live in the video game Counter-Strike on the map Inferno, at the top of Banana. My name is Sigma Bateman 97. I'm 27 years old. I believe in buying the AutoShotgun every round. In the morning, if I'm a little tired, I'll buy the AutoShotgun to warm up and build up some money. I can earn almost $1,000 now. I always buy a smoke, but no grenade, because grenades let everyone see through your smoke. Then a flashbang, then a spray to see through the smoke, followed by a final protective Molotov. There is an idea of a Sigma Bateman 97, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and though you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
Jesus, he looks like he could use a bit of a break from playing Counter-Strike for a while. Speaking of taking a break, ad time! Need a break from the combat? Then dive on in to Skin.Club. With over 100 different cases, there's something for everyone. With 1v1 case unboxings, play against another opponent, and the one who unboxes the most gets to keep all the skins. Feeling in need of an upgrade? Then take a chance to upgrade your skin to something better. And the higher your profile level is from playing, the better quality daily cases you can unbox for free rewards every day. And with events always changing, there's always something fresh to check out and play. So come on down to Skin.Club now.
7% deposit bonus link in the description. Please gamble responsibly.
Speaking of skins, unlike the MP9's boring skins, the skins for the AutoShotgun are nearly non-existent. These skins include, I wish this was an actual blaze. I mean, I guess this is like a whiteout. And the classic collection skin that's priced way too high for what it actually is. Oh wow, $250 for a factory new malicious skin. My favorite map that still hasn't been ported over to CS2. Now let's look at some statistics of the weapon. Despite being semi-automatic, the damage on the XM is quite strong, firing 6 pellets per shot, and each pellet does a respectable 20 damage each. Dealing 80 damage per pellet to the head. 80? Jesus! Even against a helmet it does 64, but that's each pellet. Armor or not, you only need to land 2 pellets against the head to one-shot someone. No wonder the range can feel so good at times. For comparison, against armor, the Nova does 52, and the Mag 7 does 90. But the difference is that they're pump-action shotguns and not semi-automatic. With the XM, you only need to land 2 pellets, and that's out of the 42 total you can spray when emptying all 7 rounds in exactly 2.1 seconds. However, it only deals 20 damage to the chest, and only 16 with armor. So aiming for the head is definitely the way to go with the XM. The range on the XM is extremely far for a shotgun. A range of 3,000 units puts it on par with the Nova. This is about the same distance as the back of A sight to the back of Long on Dust 2, or the same distance as the back of T-spawn to double doors. For comparison, the Mag 7 has a range of 1,400 and the sawed-off has a range of 650. For a real comparison, the UMP-45 has a range of 3,600, which is the same distance as the back of T-spawn to the back of mid. So, while the AutoShotty is obviously best at close range, it's no slouch at a distance if you can land a few lucky pellets with how many rounds you can pump out of it. Speaking of, the rate of fire. 7 rounds of 12-gauge buckshot in 2.1 seconds. Hilarious. The kill reward. It's a shotgun, so it's the highest earning of all guns in the game at a massive $900 per kill. Using the XM only will earn you a hilarious amount of money over the course of a game. Even though it's nearly twice the cost of an MP9, I find it consistently easier to force buy with an XM every round, purely because of its kill reward. Now let's move on to some gameplay tactics of the weapon. If the MP9 is the king of run and gun, the Auto is the king of stay still and spam M1. In fact, it is one of the only guns that can consistently beat the MP9 at close range. Because it is a shotgun, it's obviously at its strongest at close range. This means carefully using your utility to help you close that distance. Whether it's using smokes to block off visual sight lines, Molotovs to stop pushes and deny map control, or just simply throwing flashes to blind and rush your opponents. And even more important than your utility usage is your positioning. Having good positioning is the single biggest factor for successful gameplay with this gun. Let me explain. It means camp in a corner. Throw a smoke and camp in a corner. When holding angles this close, crosshair placement is very crucial. At angles this tight, it's always a mental self-doubt thought process of, do I aim as tight as possible to this corner? Is my reaction time even that good? No, surely I should aim further out for when he runs past. But what if he doesn't and he checks the angle instead? Well, the beauty of it being a semi-auto shotgun is that doesn't matter. And with how wide the spread is, more often than not, you'll hit the first shot anyways. It's more of a question if you'll even need a follow-up shot. But do be mindful of the gun's length, since it is a bit longer than camping with just a pistol, or even a much more compact Mag 7. Now, when is the best time to buy an XM? Round tube, CT side if you win pistol round? Just the CT side in general? Should you even buy it on T side? And honestly, from my experience, it genuinely doesn't matter. And even the rounds you don't have enough money for armor, you can genuinely do glass cannon buys with the XM. Oh god, I hate how well this works. Similar to the OP, if you miss your shot, you're basically dead anyway, so there's not much armor is going to do for you there. And unlike pistols, aim punch isn't really going to matter at this range with the large spread that the shotguns have. The smoke grenade is the single best piece of utility to buy with the XM. Because of Counter-Strike 2's new smokes, the XM has a new use as a utility weapon. Need to see if anyone is camping outside a smoke waiting to push? Who needs a one-time use grenade to remove the smoke? Just shoot bullets at it! Merca. Unlike a grenade that clears the entire smoke for both teams to see through, the XM opens up a small, yet very clear tunnel that only you can see through. And this can be done whenever you like, and isn't only a one-time use like the grenade. Always buy a smoke with the XM, not just for shooting through, but also for map control and to help you position yourself. Speaking of maps, the XM is stronger on some maps than others. Being a shotgun, it obviously works best at close-range maps when camping. This includes maps like Overpass when playing on CT side, and T side. A classic one is strong on is CT side on Inferno. And T side. Nuke is a strong CT-sided map that clearly favors, okay, you get the point. The XM is the only shotgun that legitimately works on T-side, even on heavily CT-sided maps. You know those close-range angles you can abuse with this gun on CT side? Well, guess what? On T side, you can abuse those exact same close-range angles. Or long-range ones. On T side, it becomes more about area of denial. Don't Molotov sandbags, throw a Molotov at car. Keep them from not even getting that first long-range angle down banana on you. Clear sandbags with the XM, not a Molotov. Deny area, close the distance, and you'll be surprised how useful it can be on T side. Unlike on CT side, if you're not careful and simply stand still when spamming a smoke, more often than not, they'll just simply push you. On CT side, it's about good positioning and timing your peek against their push. You can't just sit at sandbags every single round and not expect them to catch on. If you're going for a tight angle to play, make sure to change it up every now and then, but don't let camping a tight angle by yourself be your only strat. Now, the biggest question, is the XM overpowered? In short, no. Silly? Yes, but overpowered is a bit of a stretch. The XM only feels overpowered because you only remember the silly kills you get with it, and not all the times you die with it. If you die, it's just a case of, oh well, I'm just buying an AutoShotgun, who cares? Versus,
hey yo, what the fuck was that?
let's compare it to the good old MP9. In raw gameplay, the AutoShotgun can definitely feel stronger than the MP9, especially able to outgun it at close range. But unlike the MP9, the price is what keeps the AutoShotgun balanced. On CT side, the MP9 is nearly half the cost. Hell, the MP9 with armor is nearly the same cost as just an AutoShotgun. It's actually cheaper if you skip on the head armor. And the argument gets even worse on T side since they have cheaper guns. On T side, you can buy a Galil, which is basically an M4, for only $1,800. That's $200 cheaper, and with those savings, you can buy a flashbang. A Galil, flash, and full armor costs only $3,000. And you could do actual sight executes with your team with this setup. People that think the XM is legitimately overpowered are the same lower ranked players that think the Auto Sniper is overpowered. The AutoShotty has definitely received a bit of a buff with the introduction of volumetric smokes in CS2 now, but this buff is more in its utility and not the raw stats of the gun itself. But committing $2,000 purely for the sake of being able to clear small holes in smokes is a huge investment, rather than a $300 grenade, which doesn't give away your position and can clear the entire smoke for both you and your team. So, that's all there is to using the AutoShotgun. Tune in next time as I show you how to use the Deagle, and comment down below which guide you'd like to see next. Oh, and remember, the AutoShotgun isn't overpowered. You obviously can't just buy only the AutoShotgun every single round on both CT and T side and genuinely think you can rank up because it's overpowered. Because otherwise that would be ridiculous.